Hi friends, welcome to KMAD GATE's Education. So let's see the first question. To minimize voltmeter loading, the voltmeter operating current has to be small, the voltmeter operating current has to be high, resistance connected in series with the coil should be low, resistance connected in parallel with the coil should be high. So one thing we know, the voltmeter has a series resistance. Voltmeter has a series resistance. Ammeter has a shunt resistance. Ammeter has a shunt resistance. So resistance connected in parallel, we can neglect this option. And in ammeter shunt, the RSH should be low. In series resistance, it should be high. Okay, so resistance connected in series with the coil should be low, this neglected option. And finally you have these two can be option. Any of these two can be an option. Let's see what we know. The voltmeter, suppose if you consider circuit theory, ideal voltage source, this is an ideal voltage source. Practical voltage source, this is practical voltage source. In practical voltage source you have a resistance in series with the voltage. Okay, if you consider ideal current source, this is an ideal current source. If you consider practical current source, you have a resistance in parallel with current source. While coming across in measurement, if you consider this is a voltmeter, this is an ideal voltmeter. If you consider practical voltmeter, you have a parallel resistance. If you consider this is an ammeter, ideal ammeter, if you consider practical ammeter, you have a series resistance. Series resistance. Okay, so if you play, suppose if I have a resistance, suppose if I have some network, okay, if I have some network, if I place a voltmeter across it, okay, so this is having a resistance of parallel resistance. To minimize this will be the loading. What will be the loading? This extra resistance will be the loading. This has to be taken into account. Okay, so if this current is small, if the current going to this is small, okay, if I take this current going to this is small, then what happens? Resistance will be high. What happens? This resistance is high. So resistance is high means this can be simply acts as a open circuit. This resistance can be neglected. Okay, so this will be equivalent to ideal voltmeter. This will cause the loading effect. This internal resistance of voltmeter causes loading effect. So if it draws a low current, that means it has a high resistance. Okay, so the question may be asked, the current to be small or resistance to be infinity, or high. Okay, so loading means this series. Suppose if you consider this voltmeter, ammeter having a resistance RS, meter resistance, and I am connecting series resistance. This is a voltmeter. This series resistance, this meter resistance does not affect the load, does not affect the loading. Okay, does not coming to this will not affect the loading. The resistance which have internal across this will affect the loading. Similarly, ammeter series resistance will affect the loading. You have to keep mind in that. Okay, you have to keep mind in that voltmeter having a parallel resistance, ammeter having a series resistance. Ulta, from circuit theory to measurements, it is a ulta. Okay, they are considering voltage source, here considering voltmeter. There is a series resistance, there is a parallel resistance. Okay, hope you understand. So this internal resistances affects the loading, creates the loading. Okay, next question. Let's see the next question. He have given that what is the multiplying power of the shunt resistance when use the galvanometer of 1000 ohm resistance. This is an ammeter, galvanometer. You have a meter resistance 1000 ohms and you have a shunt resistance of 200 ohms. We know that RSH equal to Rm by m minus 1. What is RSH? 200. What is meter resistance? 1000. This is multiplying factor m minus 1. M minus 1 equal to, so 5, m equal to 6. M is equal to 6 is the multiplying factor. Let's see the next question. Right. Let's see the next question. The power consumed by the balanced three-phase load is measured by a 2 wattmeter method. The meter readings are you have 8 kilowatts and 4 kilowatts. The power factor of the load, we know that phi equal to tan inverse of root 3 into P1 minus P2 divided by P1 plus P2. So what is tan phi? Tan phi equal to root 3. What is P1? 8 minus 4, 4 by 12. 4 3s, that equal to 1 by root 3. Sin 30, 1 by 2. So phi equal to 30 degrees. Okay. So what is power factor? Cos 30 degrees. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. That equal to 0.866. That is, answer is between 0.5 and unity. Answer is D. Let's see the next question. So let's see the next question. The least number of single phase wattmeters required to measure total power of an unbalanced load. So let's note these points. For unbalanced load of 3-phase 4-wire system, you required n minus 1 wattmeter. So n is n phase, sorry, 4 wires. So 4 minus 1, 3 wattmeters. Okay, so 3-phase 4-wire system. Let's note this: 3-phase 4-wire system, unbalanced. You have 3 wattmeters required. So for balanced 3-phase 4-wire system, for balanced you have only single wattmeter is required. For 3-phase 3-wire, balanced or unbalanced, balanced or unbalanced, you have only required minimum 2 wattmeters. Minimum 2 wattmeters. So carefully note these points. 3-phase 4-wire system, 3-phase 4-wire system, unbalanced, you have required 4 minus 1, 3 wattmeters. For balanced, you have required only single wattmeter. For 3-phase 3-wire balanced or unbalanced, minimum 2 wattmeter is required. So here the question is given that unbalanced load, so 4-wire system, therefore require 3 wattmeters. Okay, let's see the next question. So what is the next question given? In phantom loading arrangement, energy consumption in the calibration test of the wattmeter is reduced because what do I do in the phantom loading means you separate the current coil and giving this low voltage DC supply to this current coil. Okay, so that is the reason energy consumption is reduced. Energy consumption is reduced because we are separating the current coil. You have a current coil and pressure coil in the wattmeter. Current coil in series with the load, pressure coil is connected across the supply actual wattmeter. So what we do in the phantom loading means we are separating the current coil and we are giving separate low voltage DC voltage, low voltage supply across the current coil. Okay, so option D is the answer. Option D is the answer. Okay, next question. So what is the question given here? The instrument whose deflection is given by equation theta is proportional to I square into dm by d theta, right? So we know that for PMMC deflecting torque is equal to NBI into A. So this is number of turns, this is flux density and current, and this is area. Okay, so this is the deflecting torque. This is depends upon, principle is depend upon Lorentz force. Lorentz force or motor principle, current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field subject to a force. Next you see here moving iron. Deflecting torque is equal to half I square dl by d theta. dl by d theta. So operation based on the change in self-inductance. Operation is based on the change in self-inductance of the coil. Change in self-inductance of the coil. Next you consider electrodynamometer. Electrodynamometer. Operating principle based on change in mutual inductance. Operating principle based on change in mutual inductance. So deflecting torque is proportional to I1 I2 dm by d theta. I1 I2 dm by d theta. So if I consider ammeter, current flowing through the series coil and current coil is same, that is current coil and potential coil is same, you get I square dm by d theta. Okay, so this is of relation for electrodynamometer. So you can see here this is a mutual inductance, here is mutual inductance is there, that's why it is a electrodynamometer type instrument. Next question. Let's see the next question here. A 0 to 200 voltmeter has an accuracy of 1% of the full scale reading. So 200 voltmeter has 1 by 100, that equal to 2. So this is the accuracy of 1% of the voltage measured is 50 plus or minus 2. This is error. What is limiting error? 2 by 50 into 100. So 52, that equal to 4%. So limiting error is 4%. So hope you understand. So let's see here. You have an accuracy of 1% of the full scale reading. If you see here, 1 by 100 into 200, that equal to 2. That means you have 200. So 2 plus or minus 2. You can, if you measure the voltage, suppose if you measure the 200 volts of voltmeter, if you measure is 150. If you measuring 150 volts, so the accuracy means 150 plus or minus 2. So I can get 152, or I will get 148 volts. So I will get in this range. So the limiting error is 2 by, so the measured value is 50 volts. So 50 plus or minus 2 volts. Okay. So limiting error is 2 by 50 into 100. This we have to calculate. Alright, let's see the next question. See the next question. A God terminal is a measurement of high resistance. You see here, we know that the high resistance consists of 3 terminals. Okay, so this is terminal 1, this is terminal 2, and you have this is terminal 3. You have 3 terminals. So this is a God terminal. It is to bypass the leakage current. It is used to bypass the leakage current. Okay, so high resistance has a 3 terminals and low resistance has a 4 terminals. So you have to clearly observe the medium resistance, high resistance and low resistance, and what are the measurement types. So what are the measurement types, you have to check that. Okay, so write notes on that, clearly you can get an idea. Okay, let's see the next question. So you can see here the next question is Lissajous pattern is given, the frequency ratio of the vertical signal to the horizontal signal. So he asked that if vertical signal Fy and horizontal signal X is equal to number of horizontal cuts by number of vertical cuts. number of vertical cuts. You can see here horizontal cuts. How many will come into picture? Let's see here clearly. Okay, horizontal cuts. This is 1 and this is 2 and this is 3 and this is 4 and this is 5 and this is 6. Vertical cuts you observe here. I will take here. So let take here. So this is 1 and this is 2 and this is 3, this is 4. 2 3s to 3 is to 2 is the answer. 3 is to 2 is the answer. Let's see the next. So let's see the next question. He given that in series RLC circuit excited by the voltage source E equal to E sin omega t, where LC equal to 1 by omega square. You can see here LC less than 1 by omega square. That means omega square less than 1 by LC. So omega less than 1 by root LC. That is, it is a resonant frequency. Omega naught is less than root of L by. So it less than 1 by root omega is 1 by root LC is a resonant frequency. Okay, it is not. So omega less than 1 by root LC. Omega 1 by root LC is a resonant frequency. Okay, so below resonant frequency in series RLC circuit, leading in nature. Leading in nature. So leading in nature means current leads the applied voltage. So phase, it correct. It is above resonant frequency. It is above resonant frequency. So current in phase at resonant frequency. It is also at resonant frequency. At resonant frequency. So voltage and cross inductance and capacitance are equal at resonant frequency. So answer is this. Let's see next question. Let's see the next question here. The value of the load impedance ZL for which load consumes maximum power. Okay, so we know that for ZL equal to ZS conjugate. Okay, I will go for this 30 minus J40. But I don't have answer. 30 minus J40 is not there. 30 minus J40 is not there. 30 minus J40 is not there. Something it is given 50, 50, 30. So what do we do here? We prove for none of the above. If you put in the exam hall and come outside of the exam hall, then you get the answer is wrong. So let's see here. What is magnitude of ZL? So magnitude of ZL equal to root of 30 square plus 40 square. What is this? 900 plus 1600 root of 2500. So 50 ohms. So I get 50 ohms. So this is wrong. This is wrong. 50 ohms is correct. 50 ohms is. I want to perfect. Cos phi equal to R by Z. So what is R here? 30. Z is how much? 50. So 0.6. I will get 0.6 right. So lag or lead. It is the question here. What is the question here? Lead or lag. Okay. So what I get here ZL is here is ZL equal to 30 minus J40. So this is something look like R minus JXC. If I have RL equal to ZL equal to RL plus JXC, R minus JXC, compare with these equations, what I get? R minus JXC. So it is a leading in nature. So I neglect this option, I go for this option. Okay. So hope you understand. So let's see some more questions in next video. If you like this video, please share to your friends. Okay, thank you.